Welcome to our video tutorial series on 123 Sync. This tutorial will deal with the different email integration designs and implementation of 123 Sync with Act and Exchange or Outlook or a multi-user environment. The first scenario we're going to deal with is very much the standard scenario. You have multiple Act users in an Act database, and each user has one individual mailbox. So really there is a one-to-one correlation between the Act user and the Exchange mailbox. And so we're going to deal with this and show how to set it all up. The scenario of the one-to-one email integration is probably one of the easiest to set up. As you can see on the left-hand side, we have all the Act users that are listed. So what we're going to do, of course, we're not going to, in this case, we're not going to do any contact and calendar integration. We're just going to focus on the email integration. So what we're going to do for each user, we're going to have the username and the server name on the Exchange native. So if you are running an Office 365, you just click on that, and that will be, then you put in the password for this particular user in order to log into Office 365. So that's step number one. Set up the Outlook connection. In this case, let's go with the Exchange mapping connection. The key part now here is we're going to use a universal login. So we just right click on test, and we make the login of this user the same as the admin login. So we do the same thing with Betty Browser. So you're going to make all these users log in as Chris Huffman. So a single login for everybody. So we don't have to take care of any passwords. Pursuant that, we're going to look at what we're going to do is just go emails, just integrate emails. And with that, we just know that only the emails are going to get integrated. So what we want to do now, when the emails get integrated, they're actually listed as if they're from Alison Mikola. So anything coming from Alison Mikola gets listed as Alison Mikola. So we use this setting here. So the same thing for Betty Browser. And so by doing almost all the defaults, we can actually record it as this particular user. So the next step, of course, is to select the inbox and the sent items. So just click on the inbox folder and just select that. We select by default. And then you click on the select items. There's the sent items, and that's it. So now you got the folder set up. Just enable the email integration and then enable the user to integrate. And you follow the same thing with all the users. Make sure that whoever is not integrated or you don't want to integrate is unchecked on the left. So now you're fully set up to integrate all the data with Act. So let's look at our scenario number 2. In this scenario, you have one user that has multiple mailboxes that they want integrated. This is like you got Act user 1 and you want them to be integrated under the same username. You don't want them to come from different mailboxes or different users. It's the same user, and you want all that data to come into Act as that user. So you have mailbox 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see how to set this up. So let's make this user to be Jackson Spike. He has one username, Jack1, but he has 4 other usernames, Jack2, 3, and 4, on the Exchange server that he wants those mailboxes to be integrated into Act. So in order to set this up, we need to go into Act first and then create those usernames. So go to Act, Manage Users, and we just create the new users. Let's call it Jack 2, Put a password, a really short one. Not that it matters, but hold on. Oh, and we make him inactive. So we create another user. We call it Jack3. Call Jack3. Jack3. Make him inactive. And then finally just call it the last one, Jack4. Jack4. Next. Make him inactive, inact. And that's it. So now we have 4 Jacks. Jackson Spike, and then Jack 2, Jack 3, Jack 4, and we want those to be integrated. So as we can see on 123 sync is still the old Jacks. So we'll go to Tools, Administration, and we just refresh our users. What it will do is it will refresh all the users, and you then need to restart 123 sync. So now we've restarted 123 sync, and we can see that Jack 2, 3, and 4 are now listed as part of 123 sync. So what we do here, we set that as a default. We log in using our universal login. Just check mark those. Make sure that they all logged in with Chris Huffman. And then, of course, don't forget to set up the exchange data. So in this case would be exchange mappy, Jack1 ex server 1, and then we go set up Jack2, Jack3, and ultimately gonna be Jack4. So now we have 4 different mailboxes. We log in at the same. Now this is the part where the capabilities of Avatar come in handy. So you logged in a Chris Huffman, but you don't want to log in, you don't want to record a Jack2. So you look at the avatar and said, oh, I want to record as Jackson Spike. So you click here and you record as this particular individual, Jackson Spike. Jack3, oh sorry, that's Jackson Spike. And there you go. So now all these are recorded as Jackson Spike. So when anything comes into those mailboxes, they will be recorded into ACT as Jackson Spike. Of course, you need to select the mailboxes on the Exchange server that will match Jack 4, Jack 3, and Jack 2. But the important part here is by selecting this, you're merging 4 different mailboxes into recording as a single individual into ACT. And another thing I would like to mention is not all emails have to come from the same source. So you can have an Office 365 recording as Jack2 or recording as the Jack2 user, but recording as Jackson Spike. And you can also have another hosted exchange somewhere else where Exchange Server 2 with a password, where we literally going into different systems and bringing those system emails, sent and received emails, all back into ACT and recording at the same individual. So you're not really restricted to collecting the emails only at the native exchange, but just about anywhere there is a MAPI connection that we can make. And yes, this concludes our demonstration on how to set up 123 Sync to integrate multiple mailboxes as only one particular user. So using a universal username and password to access the ACT database, and then you can select which avatar you want to be the record manager in ACT. Contact your ACT integrator, or you can contact us directly if you have any more questions or any other suggestions on how you think we should do our job better or our product should do the job better. Thank you.